Welcome to the Gene Policini Center on the campus of the Rochester Institute of Technology, where for the first time this season, Tiger fans will see their team on home ice. Number 30 for RIT is Logan Drackett. The junior goaltender has emerged as one of the nation's best between the pipes so far this season, and he is one of the biggest reasons why the Tigers have won 5 of their first 6 games. Over the next half hour, we'll get you set for this Atlantic hockey showdown between the RIT Tigers and the Holy Cross Crusaders, with face-off set for 7:05. Good evening, I'm Kevin Roach, and welcome to RIT SportsZone pregame live here on My 18 Rochester and FlowHockey.tv. Well, the last time we were with you, the Tigers treated us to a dominating homecoming performance against Merrimack, a 4-0 shutout victory in front of nearly 10,000 fans that improved their record to 3-1 in non-conference play. Well, the Tigers began Atlantic hockey action last Thursday in Colorado Springs against the always challenging Air Force Academy. Late first period, under 2 minutes to play. Tigers on the power play, and it's Jake Hammaker. No, but Sean Cameron there for the rebound. He continues his hot streak. 4th power play goal of the season. Tigers were up 1 after 1. Late in the first period, under 2 minutes to play. Tigers on the power play. Or it would stay that way, until the third, when Andrew Petrucci finds the freshman Elijah Gonsalves, his 2nd goal of the season. RIT with a 2-0 advantage on the Falcons at that point. But Air Force would make things interesting late as the Tigers turn it over, and Matt Pulver in front gets the goal to make it a 1-goal game. Air Force would have an opportunity to tie as Adam Brubaker loses an edge, turns it over, and the Falcons have it 2-on-1 the other way. But Logan Drackett, the tremendous save by the junior goaltender, spectacular last Thursday night as the Tigers held on for a 2-1 victory. RIT outshot 44-11, but thanks to 43 saves from Logan Drackett, RIT was able to pull out a victory. Hats off to senior Sean Cameron as well. He's the Tigers' top goal scorer through the first 6 games, but remarkably, all 4 have come on the power play as the Tigers have been capitalizing on their opportunities. Game 2 out at Air Force was last Friday night, and it was almost a repeat of the night before for the Tigers. Air Force would have numerous opportunities throughout the evening, including this flurry of action, but watch Logan Drackett answering the call once again on Friday night, making 2 big stops there to preserve the early shutout. The Tigers would strike first, but it didn't happen until late in the second. A 2-on-1 break for RIT, and the freshman, Caleb Moretz, to Jake Hammaker. And Hammaker is going to pick up his 1st goal on the season right there. RIT had a 1-0 lead after 2. In the third, Mr. Drackett, as he's known on Twitter, went to work. Exceptional all weekend, stopping Eric Yeager coming up here. And then Willie Rame is going to have a chance at a rebound, and he's denied as well. A frustrating 2 games for Air Force. And loses his stick here. Watch this save. The glove save coming up from Logan Drackett. He records his 2nd shutout of the season following 36 saves. RIT wins it again by a final of 1-0. So the Tigers sweep Air Force in Colorado Springs for the first time ever in the D1 era as the Falcons fall to 0-6 on the year. As for RIT, their 5-1 start is their best October performance at D1. Logan Drackett, big reason for that after allowing just 7 goals in his first 6 games. Joined now by the head coach of the RIT Tigers, Wayne Wilson. And Coach, Air Force outshoots you 80-22 in 2 games out in Colorado. You escape with 2 victories. Is that possible without Logan Drackett?
Well, no, I think Logan had a terrific weekend. I thought our special teams in general were pretty good as well. Our 5-on-5 play, though, we're going to have to play much better. And we'll be tested here tonight against Holy Cross. I think very intense team, and looking forward to the challenge here tonight.
You get 2 conference wins early in the season. It used to mean 4 points. Now in Atlantic hockey, it means 6 points. Do you like that? And what does it do for your team early here in the season to pick up 6 points pretty quick?
Well, it's huge to get off on the right foot here because we had played pretty well in the non-conference play going into those games. Getting a tough road trip out of the way against a very good Air Force team and getting 6 points is big. I do like the 6 points in that. I like the way we're doing tiebreakers. If we get to one of those, I think the fans are going to really enjoy it as well. And but looking forward, like I said, to tonight, I think to be back home in the Gene Policini Center is big for us, and we're excited to be here.
When you watch Holy Cross on film, they beat number 6 Providence at the time. They tied number 15th ranked Northeastern, lose to Merrimack, and get a tie with St. Lawrence. What do you see? What concerns you about them?
Well, I just like the intensity that they play the game. They're very hard to play against. They block shots. They're very sound structurally. We can't let frustration set in. I think we're just going to have to match our intensity, work hard to get our offensive chances, and work hard to defend our net. I think the 5-on-5 play is going to be critical, and then it's going to come down to special teams and goaltending again, and you got to be strong in those areas. So looking forward, like I said, it's another weekend. We've got to grow and be better than we were last weekend. And if we can get a little bit better each weekend, we're off on the right foot here.
I think one of the biggest questions we talked about on Media Day about a month ago right now, how are you going to replace all that scoring from that top line? You lose 3 of your 6 top scorers from a year ago, but you've done it with some veterans, you've done it with some freshmen, and your power play unit, led by Sean Cameron, has been exceptional, hasn't it?
Yeah, there's just a lot of different things. I think just the balance on our team in general, how comfortable our freshmen look, and they're contributing already. Our leadership, our captains are doing a great job. So a lot of those different things, but it's such a long year you can't rest on your laurels. We don't have to pump up anyone in our league anymore. Everyone's good. Everyone's capable of winning on any given night. So it's Friday, first Friday in November. Yep. We've got to show up here tonight and put our foot down and establish a good home record here. And
you had a good home record last year. You want to keep that going here this year. We'll see what happens tonight. Thanks so much for your time, and best of luck against Holy Cross. Head coach Wayne Wilson, the RIT Tigers head coach. Thrilled. 3 teams haven't even played a game in the league yet, so it is early, but RIT off to a very good start. The Tigers tied for second with Sacred Heart, 3 points behind Robert Morris, who has jumped out to a 3-1 start in Atlantic hockey. The only surprise so far would probably be at the bottom of the league. Look at that. Air Force and Niagara sitting at 0-2. A lot of things can change. A long season ahead. Well, tonight will be the first conference game for Holy Cross. The Crusaders won 1-2 with a victory, as I mentioned, over 6th-ranked Providence to begin the season. A loss to Merrimack and back-to-back ties against 15th-ranked Northeastern out of Hockey East and St. Lawrence out of the ECAC. Head coach David Berard told me earlier tonight he likes what he's seen so far this season from his young team.
We learned a lot about our team. I think the kind of takeaways from the early part of the season is I think we have really good depth. We're playing really good defensively. Our goaltending has been solid. We have to score more on the chances. We've been generating chances and playing well, but we haven't been scoring or converting on the chances. And we got a fairly young team. We have a lot of freshmen and sophomores that are playing. So we got some new guys on the power play. We got new personnel on the PK. So they're getting comfortable and they're getting experience. And it's been every week we're trying to get better, and it seems like we're making some strides every week. And this will be a different kind of test for us as a season opening weekend in the league. And RIT and us, we usually have close 1-goal games, and we're looking forward to a great weekend of hockey.
But you're going to have.
Yeah, it should be a great weekend of hockey here at the Policini. A busy night across the league as 10 of the league's 11 teams are in action. You see there, Air Force already 0-6 overall, trailing Sacred Heart early 2-0 out in Connecticut. The defending champs, AIC, at Army tonight. Mercyhurst visits Bentley, while in non-conference action, Union and Canisius face off 7:35 up at Harbor Center, while Niagara looking for their first win on the year. Well, they got a tough task. Top-ranked Denver face-off out in Colorado after 9 our time. Niagara, of course, will be here next Friday night. Well, still to come on the program, John and Gene will join us to share who they think we should be keeping an eye on here tonight at the Policini Center. Plus, earlier this week, RIT diving coach Cliff DeVries celebrated another birthday the only way he knows how. We'll share why his annual plunge means so much to him and how it's inspired many around the world in just a bit. But first, you are looking live at number 15, senior forward Sean Cameron, who at the moment has the most power play goals of anyone in the nation. He'll talk live with our Kim Coffey next as our coverage rolls on from the Policini Center. It's RIT and Holy Cross at 7:05. This is RIT SportsZone Pregame Live.
Tiger fans chanting defense here. Cross-ice feed to Lopez, shoots it right into the belly of Short, and the goal. Coughlin is second of the weekend, and Holy Cross on the power play has tied it at 2.
That was a good cross-ice pass to Lopez, who couldn't get it on his stick. I think if he would have, he would have had the initial goal. But watch Coughlin kind of sneak underneath Follett. Kind of gets in front of him. You'll see this. kind of just gets right in front of Follett, kind of just able to get his stick down in front there, kind of screens him off just enough for the redirect.
Sending it back. His defensive partner getting tied up. Here's a breakaway. Murator going in. Murator shoots the backhand and scores. Light never went on. It's interesting. Light never went on. They're celebrating. The official says yes. So I'm sure we'll get a look here. And now Holy Cross, for the time being, is taking the lead. Here's Gerdukis. Powell right alongside him. Miles Powell fires. Deflected and it rolls in. And the Tigers have tied it at 3. Rolling it behind the net. Logan fires and scores! Logan from the wall, and the Tigers take a 4-3 lead. Lappin, 14 seconds remaining. Mulcahy giving it up. Valenzuela down the ice. Brown. Bobby.
Yeah, December 2nd of 2017, the last time Holy Cross visited RIT, as the Crusaders did not play here last season. RIT leads the overall series with a record of 24-11-7. Last 10 have been pretty close, though, as the Tigers and Crusaders have gone 4-4-2 during that span. Both teams have won the conference championship multiple times. Holy Cross won 2 of the first 3 titles in AHA history, while RIT has won twice in the last 5 years. Well, one of the biggest questions coming into the year for RIT has been how they were going to replace 3 of their top 6 scorers from a year ago. Well, so far, senior Sean Cameron has led the way with 4 goals and 1 assist in 6 games. He's standing by live now with our Kim Coffey. Kim?
Thanks, Kevin. Sean, your team off to your first, I'm sorry, guys, I'm getting an echo here. A really good 0-2 sweep of Air Force. What do you attribute that quick 5-1 start to?
Well, we had a good offseason. We have a lot of new guys that came in and fit really well with the old guys, and we kind of pride ourselves as the senior class to bring them in and make them feel comfortable. So we're happy they fit in, and we're happy that we got off to a good start with them.
Right now, you lead the country with 4 power play goals. How have you been able to take advantage of those man-up situations?
Well, there's a lot of behind-the-scene work that has been done over the last couple months to make sure our power play was going to be there at the start. And obviously, we feel very comfortable on our power play. We practice it every week, and hopefully it keeps going.
And you're back home now, first game here at the Gene Policini Center of the season. Are you guys feeling comfortable, back to your normal locker room, getting into a groove here? How does it feel?
Yeah, about time we come back and play in front of our fans in this building. It was good to get the first couple games out of the way on the road, get the jitters out. Now we feel comfortable, and we hope to give a good show tonight.
Thanks, Sean. Good luck today. Kevin?
All right, Kim, thanks so much. Well, if you're just joining us here tonight, in goal for the RIT Tigers, who else? Number 30, Logan Drackett, back in the net for RIT in his first home game here. Drackett stopping 79 of 80 shots he faced at Air Force last week. 5-1 on the year, currently leads the nation with a 1.17 goals against average. As for Holy Cross head coach David Berard, well, he's going to go with number 29, Eric Gordon. Gordon has seen action in just 1 game this season. When the Crusaders visited 15th ranked Northeastern, Gordon made 23 saves in a 2-2 tie. Well, birthdays are a yearly celebration of life, but for RIT diving coach Cliff DeVries, his birthday has meant a whole lot more to him over the last 24 years after he survived a near-death experience. It's a moment that scarred him emotionally and physically, but it's also something that has pushed him to take a leap of faith each year. Cliff DeVries became an All-American diver at Rush Henrietta High School in the early 90s and earned a Division I scholarship to the University of Kentucky. But his promising diving career was cut short when pain in his right arm revealed a serious medical condition.
They found a large 6-inch tumor in my spinal cord. It was within the vertebrae, pressing up against my spinal cord. And they basically said I had a few weeks or a few months to live. I thought it was just a pinched nerve in my shoulder. And so when they told me that it was a large tumor growing into my brainstem, yeah, it was pretty traumatic and devastating. I don't know how to describe it other than you just see all your dreams fall apart.
DeVries underwent surgery to remove the tumor in 1995, but complications arose during the procedure.
Directly after the surgery, with the trauma around the brainstem and the spinal cord, I was paralyzed from the neck down with no ability to move any part of my body. What was originally going to be a 10-day recovery to me back on my feet turned into about 3 years before I was actually walking again without a cane.
DeVries is paralyzed on his entire right side, but he's remained active in the diving community as a coach, which includes 17 seasons here at RIT.
That's one of the best things about my job is that I'm able to be around young people. I'm able to teach them some of the techniques that I learned, not only in diving, but in life. Working with the divers here to create All-Americans, working with my club team to build that up to a national championship team. All those things have been great motivators for me to get out of bed each morning and drag my leg around with my cool swagger so that I can come in and coach.
While his competitive diving days are behind him, DeVries still ventures up the ladder and out onto the 3-meter springboard once a year for his annual birthday dive on October 30th.
Being so competitive, when you initially started it, was it to prove to yourself that you could still do it?
I think a lot of what I do is exactly that, to prove to myself, yeah, you know what, I can still do this. I've got enough function to get up the ladder, and I've done that dive thousands of times during my training, and that's the great thing. I go up there and I do it, and as soon as I start falling, my automatic systems kick in, and I just line up the way I have, even though I have zero control over my right side.
For years, the annual plunge was something only a few had witnessed. But in 2017, video of the dive went viral, providing inspiration to many all over the world.
It really caught me by surprise. Again, I've been doing this birthday dive for a while, and it just happened that the Rochester Democrat and Chronicle came and they sent it over to USA Today, and then it blew up. It really caught me by surprise. I had no idea that it was going to be that big.
What does that one dive each year mean to you, to your family, and the student athletes that you teach?
To me, it means that I'm still around for another year. I'm still kicking, so that's good. To my family and the divers, I think it's a fun experience. I think they can see me do something that I'm totally not built for anymore. And you know, I ask them to do a lot of challenging things, and so for me to go up there and do something that's difficult, I think shows them that I'm willing to put in the same effort and work that they are. And if anybody takes anything away from what I do, it's that. You know what? Just don't quit.
Yeah, Cliff DeVries has never quit despite facing tremendous challenges in his life. He's an inspiration to all here at RIT, and certainly to many that have seen his story throughout the world. Cliff celebrated his 46th birthday just 2 days ago with another successful dive. Cliff, here's to many more. Well, still to come on the program. Our cameras are inside the Tiger Den tonight. We'll share head coach Wayne Wilson's message to his team before they take the ice. That's coming up as we get closer to game time here at the Policini. RIT and Holy Cross at 7:05. This is RIT SportsZone Pregame Live. Welcome back to the Policini Center and RIT SportsZone Pregame Live, presented by Taylor the Builders. It took a month, but the RIT Tigers official home opener is finally here. They'll face off with the College of the Holy Cross in a little under 15 minutes from now. Well, tonight marks just the first of 4 games this season between RIT and Holy Cross as the Tigers will visit Worcester, Mass. in late January. Conference games always big, as we've talked about tonight, but this season they're bigger as the win is now worth 3 points in Atlantic hockey. As we welcome in John and Gene, and guys, the Tigers off to their best start in D1 era with 5 of their next 6 right here at home, a chance to accumulate some big-time points if they can take care of business.
Yeah, Kevin, 5-1 away from the Policini.
I kind of like it.
Yeah.
You know, we've called them for over 10 years. They've had more talented teams, but they've never been 5-1. And look at their schedule. I think everything's clicking. You know, something to be said about chemistry. And the 2 times they've gone to the tournament, they've always had a hot goalie. And they've got one right now in Logan Drackett.
Hot or just dominant,
right?
I mean, you're talking. That was the best month ever here.
Logan Drackett is the best goalie in the country right now. Save percentage-wise, goals against average, he is the man right now. Tough to beat.
Well, this is a Holy Cross team. They've played a few games less than RIT, but coming off of this, they have a player tonight, Logan Ferguson, our player to watch. 2 power play goals in the last 2 games, John. Got to keep an eye on 20 tonight.
One of their playmakers and someone that Wayne and his staff have circled in their meetings this week. He is a junior, as you mentioned, 2 power play goals. 2 goals in 9 games played for his career, or 9 goals for his career, 15 assists in total, 24 points. Really good puck handler and has a really good shot.
Yeah, so this is a Holy Cross team only playing their 5th game of the season so far. For RIT, well, Kimmy talked to Sean Cameron, but how about the guy on the opposite side, Jake Hammaker, getting on the board last week, the game winner at Air Force.
Game-winning goal, scrappy, does everything in terms of not only scoring but dishing out assists. How about he's tied for the lead in terms of block shots as well. Getting dirty, which I kind of like, Gino. 2-way player. Keep your eye on number 14. Also leads the team with 4 assists. Just a great 2-way player for Wayne.
Used to say 4-point weekend was good. No more. You got to make it a 6-point weekend, John. What has to happen for a 6-point weekend?
Well, let's start with the Tigers, and we've talked about their balanced attack. Freshman produce. How about Caleb Morentz, an assist last week? He's played extremely well. Elijah Gonzalez had the game-winning goal in their victory at Air Force. Great contributions. And how about the Ranked Crusade? They've got a win in overtime at Providence, a ranked team, and tied Northeastern, another ranked team. And what's all the dracket about? I'll tell you what I told you earlier, Gino. Best goals against average. He's got the best save percentage. He is the man between the pipes. His number's 30, and his name is Logan Drackett. Watch him tonight. Stellar so far this year.
Should be a great way to start off the home portion of the schedule. Kevin, great to be back here tonight at the Gene Policini.
Yeah, free ticket Friday for the students, so it should be a fun one. The place will be bouncing as always. Thanks so much, guys. We'll see you at the top of the hour. Coming up, what were RIT head coach Wayne Wilson's final instructions to his team? We'll find out next. This face-off quickly approaching. This is RIT Sports Zone Pregame Live. And back here at the Gene Policini Center for RIT's home opener against Holy Cross. Face-off now less than 10 minutes away here at the Policini Center. Well, if you're just tuning in, the Tigers are 5-1 and off to their best start in Division I history. Earlier tonight, our cameras were inside the locker room as head coach Wayne Wilson addressed his team one final time before the Tigers are taking the ice.
Yes, you're going to have to work hard offensively. Getting it through to the net, boards, outworking guys down low by moving your feet here to generate some offense. They're going to be man on man. They're going to try and block all shots tonight. So it's our intensity level against theirs. Let's be ready to go.
Wayne Wilson talking to his team in the locker room before tonight's game here. Wilson understands, even in November, how important these home conference games are. In fact, last year was the first time in 4 years the Tigers had a winning record here at the Policini Center. They're hoping to get the home portion of their schedule started with a win here tonight. We'll see how they do. Just a reminder, we are back with you tomorrow night, but it's an early start from the Coliseum. Our coverage kicks off with RIT Sports Zone Pregame Live, presented by Taylor the Builders at 4:30 on My 18 Rochester and FlowHockey.tv. Face-off of this series finale will come up at 5:05 as RIT takes on Holy Cross. An early start. Mark your calendars, set your DVRs. Well, that's going to do it for us here on RIT Sports Zone Pregame Live. Up next, John and Gene have all the action for you between RIT and Holy Cross, and we'll see you back here for the intermission report. Until then, everyone, enjoy the game. RIT Sports Zone Live begins now.